when I was going through my spiral of back pain and I was just in the depths of chronic muscle tension throughout my entire body, my back muscles were just so tight you could bounce a quarter off them. I'm not kidding. My hip flexors, it was ridiculous. They were just so tight all the time. I had to stretch them 5 times a day and I still didn't feel normal. You know, after spending like probably a couple years stretching for hours a day, I'd go to the gym and I would just stretch for 2 hours. And that's all I would do because that's what I felt like I needed to do to be able to do anything. And there was no point in me having a gym membership. I would just lay on the floor on those mats and just stretch, and then I'd leave. I was like, I could be doing this at home. What am I even going to the gym for? After I was done stretching, they would just tighten right back up within hours. And I'm like, what am I doing all this for? Like, my muscles obviously want to be tight for a reason. So I'm fighting an uphill battle here. And I just couldn't shake this feeling that my chronic muscle tightness was keeping me in the cycle of back pain. And if I could figure out this riddle, get to the root of the problem of why the tightness is happening, instead of just stretching it on a surface level, but get underneath it and stop it from needing to happen, then I could solve my back pain. And this became true later on. And this is what I'm going to explain to you in this video. How muscle guarding, which is chronic muscle tightness, is actually keeping you in the cycle of back pain on a major level. It's not even questionable that this is happening. And then how to get underneath it, literally, and address the cause of the chronic muscle tightness and guarding so that these muscles don't need to do that anymore and you can finally escape the cycle of back pain.
I'm in the cycle of fear of movement, tightness, pain, jacked up nervous system as key driver of my pain. How can I address the fear and tightness while the program retrains my core and power muscles to work properly? You mentioned power muscles. So let's talk about those power muscles. When we get into a setback, we get pain in our back, we get a flare up. These are the surface muscles on our body. The design of these muscles is for movement. The glutes are hip extensors. They help you walk and jump and lunge. That's what they do. They move the body. They're not actually designed to stabilize the body. This big, huge muscle right here is called the latissimus dorsi. It's a movement muscle. It moves the shoulder, and it actually does create stability for the back through the tension that it puts into the thoracolumbar fascia. We take a layer off and we see the paraspinal muscles. These are spinal extensor muscles. They move the body. We go another layer deeper and we get into muscles that are actually really small and they connect into the individual vertebrae. These are called the multifidi muscles. These muscles actually have very short fibers relatively. They connect basically from here to here. And they don't do a lot of movement. You can't create a lot of movement with short fibers. Not compared to a muscle like this. Look how long those fibers are. Wow. All the way up to the top. So that creates large amplitude movements. So when we get into these short muscles that really are just designed to stabilize the body, these are the muscles that make the spine feel safe, that support and stabilize the spine so that the power muscles can do their job. Now, what's the point of my whole spiel here? When we get into a flare-up or when we get into a state of fear-based movement, what happens is something called muscle guarding. When muscle guarding happens, all of the muscles, the power muscles, start locking down. Why do they do that? They lock down to prevent movement from happening. It's like when you sprain your ankle. All the muscles around that joint are just gonna tighten up and lock down around the ankle. It creates an internal brace for the ankle, plus swelling. It doesn't want you to move the ankle. Muscle guarding happens to prevent injury, to prevent damage. The body, because of fear, associates movement with danger. And so when these power muscles are locking down, creating stability and creating a brace for the body, they're no longer really able to do their normal job the right way. They create aberrant movement patterns because they're locked down, preventing movement, but you still try to move. And so you move in weird ways. And not only that, I think even worse, the muscles on the inside, the muscles that are meant to create stability, these multifidi and the core muscles and the internal oblique and the external oblique, that just their whole, and the transverse abdominis, the whole purpose is just to stabilize the spine. They don't actually really need to do their job anymore because they're being overpowered by these massive muscles that are just way stronger. And so it's like a crutch. It's like if you don't use it, you lose it. These deep, tiny little muscles that are supposed to stabilize your spine while you're moving, they can actually start to shut down. They become inhibited because the big power muscles, they're doing their job for them. It's like wearing a back brace. The muscles underneath the back brace are going to get weaker. That's what happens. So now your power muscles are a back brace and the muscles on the inside become weaker. This becomes a cyclical problem because when you do start to try and move again, if you were to try and start moving normal and healthy again, and your power muscles all of a sudden like, all right, let's start moving. Now they no longer have that deep spinal support that they need to be able to move safe because the deep muscles are inhibited. They got weaker. They shut off. Now the body's trapped. The big muscles have to become the stabilizers now. And also the movers. Now you're in this pattern of, if I move the right way with like relaxed power muscles, I injure myself because my spinal stabilizers aren't working. And so the power muscles have to become chronically tight. We get chronically tight muscles in our lower back, and they're just locked up, preventing any kind of like real progress from happening. This body is just in this cycle. And now, because they're locked up, they're not getting blood flow the way they should be. They're not getting, which carries oxygen to the muscles. So they become more painful, more sensitive, and just even moving them hurts. And then the body starts associating movement with pain and danger even more. So it's reinforcing the pattern of movement and pain and injury and the cycle of fear. And so how do we break out of this? How do we break out of the problem? The first thing we have to do is we have to show the body that it's safe. We have to teach the body that it's safe. What is the safest place for the body? Probably a firm surface that doesn't move or have any kind of instability inherent in it. So the floor is probably the safest place in the world for the body. So that's why in core balance training, we start off on the floor. You get down on the floor, you relax into it, you breathe, you tell your body that it's safe, and you try to get those muscles to just let go, and you just breathe. And then from there, what do we want to do? We want to wake up the deep muscles. Now, hopefully we've gotten the muscles to relax on the floor. We feel safe. The muscles feel safe. It might not happen in the first session. It might take some repetition of this to keep telling the body, hey, you're safe. We're not going to get injured here. We're just laying on the floor. We're safe. We're breathing. We're meditating. Deep breaths into the lower back. Get those muscles to relax. Okay, we got there. Now we have to activate these deep spinal support muscles that we know their whole purpose in life is to support the spine. So that's what they do. And it's not just the ones in the back. And mostly for me, I think people lack stability from the front. Transverse abdominis, internal oblique, these muscles that help create a chamber of a core that you can breathe into and increase your intra-abdominal pressure. So we breathe into, we activate those muscles, we breathe into it, we increase intra-abdominal pressure, which directly increases stability for the spine. Once the spine feels more stable from these muscles, actually, this is the thing that if you would have told me in the past, I wouldn't have believed you, is these big power muscles that are locked up, they can actually just start to relax on their own. And that all that tightness that I was trying to stretch through and just overpower my chronic back muscle tightness and hamstring muscle tightness and hip flexor muscle tightness by stretching for 2 to 3 hours a day, every day of my life, but just to tighten right back up within hours. You don't even have to do that anymore. They start to let go on their own and they don't hold that tightness anymore. Because if you think about it, they're tight for a reason. So stretching them is actually just undoing the reason. But if you go underneath that and you build support for the spine, the muscles they no longer have that reason to hold tight anymore. And so they just let go and you don't even have to stretch. This is the thing I wouldn't have believed. You don't even have to stretch them anymore. They just relax and they're no longer tight anymore because they don't need to be. In the program, I emphasize so much low intensity. You have to start low intensity. Forget about the power muscles right now. They're almost like your enemy at the moment. They're not really your enemy, but think of them like, I don't want to train these muscles right now. I only want to train my deep spine stabilizers. If the power muscles are participating, I need to lower my intensity even more because I already have this problem where they override and overpower my deep spine stabilizers. So if they turn on, I might not even be using the deep spine stabilizer. So I have to make sure they're not participating and just focus on the low intensity meditation style core engagement and start becoming familiar with what those deep, small muscles feel like. They're harder to feel because they're smaller and they don't create much movement. So you need to spend time and repetition doing that. And this time, this repetition is gradually teaching your body a little bit of confidence. We add a little bit of movement, layer by layer by layer. We add a little bit more movement. And so I believe you're in the right place. I understand where you're at now. It's a tough place to be. The hardest part is getting that boulder to start moving. And so you got to be, I don't like that analogy because you don't push too hard. You got to actually be patient with it, actually push less. The antidote to the fear movement pattern is confidence. And so we have to build confidence. And confidence is something that you can only build over time. You can't just turn on a switch and have confidence. So you build it. Confidence in your body to be able to move without injuring itself.
Now that you understand this concept of power muscles versus deep stability muscles, how they interrelate with each other and how they need each other to be able to function properly. If you don't know where to go next, the best thing you can do is just get on the floor and, like I did in that story in the beginning of this video, just start feeling safe and moving your body in gentle ways, trying to feel what your muscles feel like, and go from there. That has to be step one. You cannot overpower this by stretching your power muscles or doing high intensity exercise to try and get stronger, because those deep muscles on the inside can just remain shut off. They can remain inhibited if the superficial power muscles just keep hammering away and stabilizing and doing all the work. So we have to turn those off first. Must do first step. And if you don't know where to start, we do offer a free 7-day trial of core balance training where you can learn my exact process. In the first week, most people feel significant relief, life-changing relief. And you don't even need to continue the program. You can just go on your merry way, understanding how this happens, and you actually can experience the feeling of releasing these muscles by activating the deeper muscles. And the program does go on from there. It's a progression of modules, all for the purpose of getting you out of back pain for good. So that's the design of core balance training, get you out of back pain. We have to start at stage 0. There's nothing to lose with the free 7-day trial. Or if you don't even want to do that, just get on the floor and start moving your body gently and safely and feeling what your muscles feel like. That's step 1. I hope to see you in there. And if not, I'll see you in the next video.